Welcome again. In this chapter, we are going to see how to manage shell environment variables. The environment variables are available system-wide and are inherited by all the child processes and shells. One thing we need to note here that these variables are only available to the current shell instance. Each shell has its own set of internal shell variables. There are several commands available that allow us to list and set environment variables in Linux. For example, env command. When used without an argument, it will print a list of current environment variables. Print env. This command print all or the specified environment variables. Set command. This command sets the shell variable. When used without an argument, it will also print all variables, including environment and shell variables as well as functions. Unset command. The command deletes the shell and environment variable. Finally, export command. This command sets the environment variables. Let's see how this command works. Copy print env. You can see it is printing all the environment or shell variables. Let me use the command less. Here you can see shell session manager, GNOME desktop session ID, log name, etc. These are all environment or shell variables. The next is to print the specific environment variables. Print env and then home. You can see the value of the home environment variable. Similarly, we can specify another variable shell bin bash. Next is setting and unsetting the variables. Let's try to set the variable example hello and using set and then grep example. Let's see whether our variable example is present or not. Let's print the example variable. Let's see its value. You can see the value is not present in the example because it is not exported as environment variable. However, we can see its value using echo because it is just a shell variable. Now, to promote a shell variable to environment variable, we have to use the export command. Copy and then export example. Now, if we use the print env example command, then it will show its value. I hope you got the difference here. Print env print only environment variable while echo print shell or environment variable. However, to set these environment variables permanently, we have to add them in the configuration file .bashrc or .profile file and then execute our source command. Let's see in this action. Let me create another shell instance. Control Shift T and then now let's check whether our example variable is present or not. You can see our example variable is not present. Let's see, can we display the example variable using print env? No, because the variable we have created here are only shell instance specific. Now, to persist this variable across different shell instances, we have to add these variable into configuration files. Let's add these variables into the bashrc. To do that, let's run this command and then source the bashrc file. Now, let me create another instance and here let me check using print env. You can see my environment variable is present. Similarly with I can also get from echo. We can unset the variable using the unset command. Let me unset it. Now I will not have those variable. Finally, $path variable, which is one of the important environment variable. $path is an environment variable which specifies the different file locations. When someone types a command to run, the system first looks for the directories which are specified in the path in the order specified. Let's check this environment variable echo $path. Here you can see if I am running any command like date, then the OS will search this date binary in the paths specified by the path command in the order from left to right. That is, it first check the first directory and then second directory and then third and so on. If the system doesn't find any binary, then it gives the message command not found. Let me run date 123. You can see command is not found. And we can find the location of the date binary using which command. You can see the binary is present in user/bin, which is here in the fourth directory. We can update our path variable using export path and then $path colon the new path name. This is important because whenever we want to add new binary into the system, then we have to set the path for that binary. To set our binary path permanently, then we have to add it into the configuration file .bash rc file. That's all in this chapter. I hope you enjoyed how to set and unset the environment variables. In the next chapter, we will work with commands to monitor the processes and memory. See you in the next chapter.